Yeah, so there you go. I see that that little light of mine. I don't want to let you shine. So we're gonna check engine light. Surprise. Hello and welcome to the shop. I'm Jared and this is the Questionable Garage, and behind me is my Chevy Tahoe Hybrid, a car I was so excited to buy. For whatever reason, I always thought the hybrid Tahoes and trucks were really cool, and I wanted one. And unfortunately, the Escalade got totaled in an accident, so I took it upon myself to replace that with a broken truck. But we were able to fix it with $38 worth of coolant, and it's been fantastic. Put some tires on it. I took it on a road trip to work on the EV1, and then to six of your surprise, it broke. It's broken. It's able to drive, okay. It's not overheating. It doesn't have all the problems that it did, but it's an old hybrid. It's not necessarily the smartest thing to jump right into as a daily driver. So we're gonna fix it. That's mainly because, as much as I love Roadblock, the Ute, it's not a practical daily driver at all. It has a truck bed, but 900 horsepower, cold weather, it's not the best thing. We're gonna end up with it crashed again. You guys were right. I'm almost like Hoovy here. I buy some. I guess the difference is I can fix it. I can get out of this mess, I think. But let me bring you inside and show you what broke. Maybe three of you are surprised it's broken. Man, what are you doing? I'm trying to find a really good Christmas present for my friend. I'm not having any luck. Yeah, that could be tricky. What do they like? I mean, they really enjoy music. They do a lot of YouTube watching. They spend a lot of time doing that. They travel. They actually do some editing as well. Oh, that's an easy problem to solve thanks to today's sponsor, Raycon, and their essential open earbuds. Listen, everyone wants to sell you something, but I really hope you know by now, I'm only going to tell you something I personally use. And trust me, I use Raycon. All of my friends have either bought or been given Raycons. Everyone loves it. Whether you're looking for lots of battery life, incredible convenience, comfortable, style, if you have, a lot of different colors and you're someone who cares about fashion, as I clearly do in my gray, you're gonna be able to find the color, you're gonna find the fit, you're gonna find the product that is perfect for you. We're specifically highlighting their essential open earbuds. They fit comfortably over your ears. Now, if you're someone who can't quite handle something in your ear canal, I get it. Tactile things are different for everyone, but you still need good audio for your, again, YouTube, editing, podcasts, whatever you're doing, music. These are gonna be perfect for you. They fit comfortably over your ear, delivering that fantastic Raycon audio quality to get you what you're looking for. Or let's say you're in an environment that you're not allowed to have anything in your ear because you need to be aware of your surroundings. Well, guess what? These are over your ear so you can hear your environment and your music too. Not only are they lightweight, stylish, and comfortable, you got 8 hours of playtime and 36 hours of reserve in that battery case. Again, last time I talked about them, they went a whole week. Flew out, used them every night, flew home, and didn't charge once. Guys, 3 million customers can't be wrong. They keep making the products better, and they have a 30-day money-back guarantee that if you get them and it's not right for you, reach out. They're gonna take care of you. So be like me. Click that link in the description box or pinned comment below, or head on over to buyraycon.com/questionableopen. That's gonna get you set up to save up to 20% on all of the Raycon audio products. Up to 20% off. That's substantial savings. Open earbuds, everyday classics, earbuds, bone conductors. They have every type of audio product that you need for yourself or your friend. buyraycon.com/questionableopen. Make sure you get your orders in by December 15th for Christmas delivery. That's because the best Christmas presents shouldn't show up late, and you're going to be giving the best with Raycon. Yeah, so there you go. I see that that little That little light of mine. I don't want to let you shine. So we're going to check engine light. Surprise. Alright, let's start scanning systems. Engine control, accessory power, battery energy, hybrid. Pretty much every system's gonna have one fault. Come on. Okay, health report done. Battery energy control module. Remember that little code that we were worried about? P0BBD00. Abnormal battery pack voltage variation. They had mentioned they had replaced the battery pack. I couldn't really complain for the price, but it looks like our battery pack might be bad. So to confirm that, we are going to go to our data stream here. And then we are going to look at our voltage data, and we are going to select all our batteries and see if we can find one that maybe is a little unhappy. Okay. Oh, yeah, that was easy. What if I zoom in from far back? Battery 10. Everything is sitting around 16 volts. Battery 10, 14.8. That's really simple. Do we have any others? Nope, pretty much everything's the same. So, time to rebuild a battery pack. Also, believe it or not, this normally is a bunch of high-powered gasoline stuff. We just happen to be on an EV kick. I appreciate you guys hanging out, enjoying it, because I kind of enjoy all things automotive, EV, not EV. But right now, I have a very heavy battery to extract from right there. Well, all right, yeah. So, getting to this hybrid battery pack's not that bad. Seats tumble forward. Turns out I missed a little bit of the sticky stuff while cleaning it. But then you pop up one trim here. Ugh, extra sticky. You push a button, service disconnect, like what we talked about earlier. And that breaks down the battery pack into half, makes it a lot safer. Lift this out. So now you got 10s and 10s, 13s. You got a vent, air duct, and then it comes on out. So let's hit our 10s first. Now, also 12-volt battery is disconnected up in the front. Don't get into here unless you have all that disabled. So we got a grounding service loop. Nice thick apply more bag. Let's keep that covered. I like how you call it an energy storage device. It's not a battery. Energy storage device. Yeah, they forgot to put one of the nuts back. That's fun. Basically, they just slam the box back right on top, put the wire. Alright, so that's loose. Let's get this one loose. The vent, here we go. Yep. Now I go find a friend, because I'm not going to blow my back out for that. We'll pick you up back inside on the table.
So I think that blue is really popular, and a lot of the wolf motifs that you'd see at Miata's at the Gap. That is bad, and it's enough that you're actually, yep, there we go. You're starting to see it on the cells a little bit. Also, you're seeing rust. So I think whoever did this didn't do a very good job. They had a lot of warranty void stickers if opened, so at least they got that half right. Now you got to get to the make a good product part. So I mean, just look at all the corrosion. That's all right, guys. I'll turn you off too, because the next thing I got to do is test these, and I'm just going to grab the phone when I hit the bad ones or any ones that jump out.
I think we found our bad one. Now, granted, realistically, almost all of these aren't good, but almost 8 ohms of internal resistance is really not good. Everything else is, 1.3 volts higher. Again, this isn't as scientific as a discharge recharge, but one thing I'm discovering, and it's the thing I really hate, when you recondition these batteries, normally you're going to throw a couple, cells out and get them recycled, and 2 battery packs will make 1 with a lot of spares. This feels like they just repositioned everything and put it back together without replacing the questionable cells. Why do I say that? I'm still a lot of testing to go, but we can go every other really bad, really good, really bad, really good, really bad, really good. So they balanced the battery by putting the crappy ones next to a good one, so they averaged out to okay. That's not an acceptable reconditioning. I guess you can say that it is and charge someone a lot of money for it, but the reason we're trusting services less and less is because of junk like that. You can't have good, bad, good, bad, good, bad, and it averages okay and call that rebuilt. I was worried about a couple tenths variance on ohms and trying to really get it perfect. We're talking 1.5, 2 ohms of difference in internal resistance that someone put together and sold as a product to someone and called it good. So don't do that. Also, if you have a hybrid with a battery problem, you can fix it. Don't be too worried. Again, a charge discharge balance, that's going to help a whole lot, and you should be doing that if you're, selling a service. But if you're getting these late model prismatic cells that will go right in here. All right, I'm going to stop the soapbox and just finish testing batteries. I really, really, really hate fraudulent companies and people. I don't know who rebuilt this, or I would be very open to sharing who it was. I don't care if it's only been 100 miles, 200 miles, or 10,000 miles. The fact that every other battery is okay, bad, I'm not bad. I'm exaggerating bad, but not good. That's your balancing. Do better, please. Because I'm tired of yelling at a camera, and I hope it inspires a couple of viewers to just be careful, get some wood to work on and some rubber, but you can do this, and you're not going to get ripped off. You did it. Wait a second. How did it get all back together again? This is battery B. We've got to tear a whole nother one apart. Also, so this one came a little more complete. It has the actual cooler fan still connected. Don't do that. So they have the service plug pulled, but then they cut the high voltage lines. Don't do that ever. Ever. I don't care how safe you think you are. Undo the 10 millimeters and just unplug it. Or do it from the ring terminal. Because you didn't even take that apart. That could have been energized. I don't care how insulated your pliers are, again, I'm making shortcuts I feel safe about. Things I'm comfortable with. Never should you just cut a high voltage line. But anyway, I'm going to get this thing stripped back down to that point, and we're going to start testing. This has a smidge few miles. Right now, you see, there's a bunch of data. Now, cold cranking amps, things like that, that doesn't 100% translate necessarily into math on a battery exactly. But what it is good for me is I'm using the same tester the same day so I can create a table and use that information. So it's Harbor Freight. Their stuff is really good, but I would use the same tester. Even if you bought two of the same ones, I'm a fan of keeping things as much the same so we don't have to come back in anytime sooner than later. We want it to be successful the first time. So get as good of information as you possibly can. There's other methods showing how to use light bulbs and discharge and RC car chargers. We're going with almost brand new battery packs. We just need to pair a good set. So don't. That scares me. Why would you do that? Well, all right, this is the inside of one of these hybrid batteries. This is actually my donor battery. I'm getting all of the parts I need to fix the Tahoe from a Toyota. That's because the battery cells inside the Tahoe are the same as the Lexus, Cadillac, a lot of vehicles. They are the Toyota prismatic cells. If you go online and buy used reconditioned battery packs, a lot of times they're using the really old batteries. This is out of a 2020 to 2022 RAV4 hybrid. You can get them with incredibly low miles, and they actually have a little bit more juice about them. But you may ask yourself, Jared, why do you have your face so close to really dangerous orange wires? That's kind of the whole point of this episode. I've already said it. This is an incredibly safe thing to do if you're willing to follow some basic steps. If you put safety at the front of your work process and do everything correct, this is absolutely safe. If you will not follow certain protocols and certain safety measures, don't try this. This isn't like, rebuilding an engine on a dirt floor and it's an old small block. It'll be okay. Worst thing you're doing there is you're taking it back apart. Worst thing you're going to do with this is your family's going to bury you. This is reaching very easily voltage levels. Basically anything over 50 volts. It's not even that many amps, but that can kill you. So be careful. Look up. There's so much information for every particular battery type you're working with on how to safely work with these. Just, again, anyone can fix these hybrids. You can get them with bad batteries incredibly cheap. You can buy replacement cells or whole battery packs really cheap and to break them down and do a couple checks to make them work. It is 100% something you can do if you're willing to take a couple steps. So that's the process. Now I'm going to show you why it can be safe. So right now, this battery is split. It's dead in the sense that the positive and negatives, the full parallel series of the battery pack is disconnected through this safety interlock. So pretty much every battery, even the electric cars, have safety interlocks. This has to plug in to turn the battery pack on, and then there's even a secondary contactor that if this isn't perfectly set, will not let power leave the contactors and go out to the vehicle. So once you've taken that out, like you see people handling a bare metal case, no insulated gloves, nothing crazy, that's because it's effectively dead. Now, if a battery case is damaged, the outer shell has any dents, dings, insulated gloves, insulated tools, because you do not know how it has failed. Because if the battery pack fails in any way that this wire and this particular pack, this wire and this wire short together, it can energize the pack, and it is bypassing all fuses. Where these live in the car, that's really hard to do, but it's possible. So, but just so you can see, I got my little cheaper meter. I have a slightly better, cheaper meter. Power that up. We'll set that in here. And then we come to our other live wire. It's warning us. This has got a lot of voltage. It will kill you. 257 volts is what that's reading. Touching this wire to the case, no voltage, no voltage, because we're insulated and safe. Now, our next step in starting to break this down, I've seen people do this without insulated gloves. I've sometimes done it without insulated gloves, but we're trying to be safe. So these are insulated. They're not full high current insulated gloves. It's tricky to work on. If you get just the rubber without any reinforcement linings, make sure you then also put leather over the top of them to protect them anytime you're doing high current. But we pop these packs off, these off, and you're going to start to see all of our little bus bars that connect these. So in the software, if you connect to this software, it's going to tell you there's 19 batteries. But that's not quite true. There's 38 modules. No, 17 batteries. This is 34 modules. Sorry. Wrong battery in my head. There's 34 of these. They all run in pairs. And it's just connected, connected, connected. They run as pairs all the way down the pack. So we are going to get these covers off. Be careful. Don't go past the orange when you're undoing your locks. Since this is a donor, I can be a little bit rougher with my plastic. If it's not your donor battery, you know, be careful, because you want them to be good to snap back in place. But here soon, once we get all these off, and you pull all those whole high voltage lines off to harvest your cells, now we're safe. Again, you still have to be careful working around it. Each pair, roughly 15 volts. So again, less lethal at those points. Technically 50 volts, you know, the amps have to be up high. That's your problem. Now, I'm going to take my glove off, and we're gonna grab my phone to give you a close-up. So this is the other biggest killer of these batteries. Look at that corrosion. This is an incredibly low mileage battery, and look at all of that corrosion already on it. So you can buy new bus bars. We can clean these really good. That's another option for us. But don't just put them back in without a cleanup, because you're not doing your new battery any good. I've seen videos where people just kind of let these fall over into the battery. I like to, you know, kind of get them clear. Less potential metal things to bounce around and short. Again, the more we remove, the safer this keeps getting. But no need for unnecessary risk. This is where, if you ever think you might do more than one, ordering a breakaway wrench, basically something that will only do a prescribed torque, because these are, I'll look up before we reassemble, but I think 56 inch-pounds, which is not much. That's not ideal. We'll get that. All right, so you may ask yourself, how does this thing monitor what's going on in there? Well, on this side, we have voltage taps basically on every other module. I'm still at 30,000 miles, the amount of corrosion this has. I remember the Prius, we had a recall for dealing with corrosion. You would have thought Toyota would have gotten it a little better. But yeah, so you have your contactor, your opening relay on one side. On the other side, you have your BMS, your battery module, controls charging, battery health monitoring. There's just no fast way about this, but again, take your time. The more we get these wires off, the safer it is. In theory, you could do this without gloves. Even though I've been working on the hybrid since the Prius first came out, glove up. We're working to get just our modules fully out of its case. Then we're gonna get started testing. So, one wire loose. This should pop loose for me here. The voltage sensor. Awesome, non-conductive work surface. Jeez, golly gee willikers. I'm still just amazed at that amount of corrosion. I have a feeling, I wasn't planning on it, but I have a feeling I'm ordering bus bars, because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to come up with enough good ones. All right, now, if you wanna keep working with insulated gloves, feel safe. Feel free to do so. No judgment here. Do what makes you feel safe. At this point, it takes an act of sheer stupidity, which, listen, we're all capable of doing it. But these are now basically all just 7 volts. Unless you somehow grab all of them with both arms, then you're getting a parallel charge. You're not getting a series charge. So it's still 7 volts. Just a lot of it, and it won't feel good, and is potentially harmful. But personally, at this point, once I get this, I feel comfortable enough to go ahead and go barehanded. Again, if you don't, then don't. Wear your gloves the whole time. And I won't shame you, won't think nothing different about you. Because guess what? You're the one who has to feel safe. You're the one who's got to feel safe working on the battery, not me. This one, it's always a pain in the butt. The one temperature sensor that goes in the air duct. I've always hated trying to get that thing to come out. Come on, there we go. Now, air duct. These are air-cooled cells. So, if you're rebuilding your pack, take a picture so you can make sure your temperature cell sensors drop back into the right holes. The harness kind of makes it so they really can only go into one. But still, do whatever you need to do to make your job easier. Pack 1, almost torn down. Last thing we need to do is free the batteries from that lower case. So to do that, you have all these 10s. There's a lot of them. So carefully roll her over. I lied. You have all these 8s. Come on. Did I miss one? I don't like that feeling. There we go. Now, if you're gonna, you can see all your bolt holes. If you're gonna go through the process of individual charge recharge, you need to keep your batteries clamped. Otherwise, the cells can explode, swell. These have big old bars in the middle to keep that from happening. Ow, pinched myself with the air duct. Owie. Then we can start testing, and I'm going to show you how you can test without spending $450. We got ourselves a brick. One thing to take note of, because these are wired in a series, meaning you go positive, negative to increase your voltage, because you have two different ways of wiring. Parallel, where you're giving the voltage multiple paths to the load, which is going to increase the current availability. You know, picture it, instead of having one garden hose, you have 12. Electrical engineers, I know this isn't precise at all. This is kind of a little bit off, but it's the simplest visualization for people who don't understand amperage, current, voltage. By going positive, negative, you keep adding your voltages together. So instead of, 15 garden hoses, you have one big honking hose. There's a lot of magical things, but basically, we're adding all of our voltage together by putting the pack together versus having lots of pathways. So instead of a bunch of 7 volts, we're sending that 260. So to illustrate that, we'll go back to volt, wake this little guy up, and we'll just check. This one guy here, 7.55, and it's showing negative because I have my terminals backwards, but that's fine. So we're gonna take half a pause because I need to go grab my Sharpies. I'm gonna show you one other trick that I do to these things, and then we're gonna show you the ultimate budget trick, testing these cells that doesn't involve a light bulb or technically even a charger. This is, you don't mind a small possibility of having to go back in, but the likelihood is very low because these are effectively brand new cells. Okay, so if you look, you see plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus. They all come already marked, but I like it simple. We're gonna be working from the top. So I'm gonna take a red Sharpie. So this is positive. We're just gonna do red lines on all my positives. Another way to tell this is your vent tubes. The vent tube on these cells are on the negative side. So there are lots of markings and things to kind of cue you in, but I like making my life really easy. Now, when you also buy reconditioned cells, they come fully paired. And what do I mean by that? They'll tell you every battery will be ordered, 1 to 34. Because they go in pairs, you can technically hide a slightly suboptimal module with an overperforming module. So that way, they technically average out perfectly fine. I don't like that if you're paying a lot of money. If you're like we are, and we bought a used pack and we're making the best we can while trying to save a lot of money, maybe we'll average 1 or 2. But if you're paying someone a lot who's charged and balanced used modules and they slip in a bad one, I'm not a fan of it. So the other thing I am going to do, just so we can cross-reference, I am starting from this side. We're going to go A1, A2, A3, because this is battery pack A. A33, and A34. All right, you ready for my cheat code? I love this tool because the most pertinent information we need, voltage, internal resistance, and health of a battery pack. What if I told you there's a tool that's $42, frequently on sale for $30, that can do all of that? It's technically not meant to do it, but it does it perfectly. That's our friendly little Harbor Freight battery tester. The little tiny Viking battery tester. So we come in, clip in, boom, boom. She's gonna wake up here. We're doing battery system test, battery test. Standard is what we're gonna go under. Just leave it default, 500. It is not in vehicle. It's going to tell us it needs a charge, which is fine. State of health, 100%. That is good. So internal, 100%. So it's saying this is a perfectly healthy battery. 7.55 volts. This, I'm going to write the cold cranking amps. It doesn't translate correctly. 4.74 ohm, like, it's a good battery. So you write that information down and you go through all of them. All of them. So I'm going to time lapse you because I don't think you need to see me do this all. Where this is going to really come into play when we're working on our Tahoe battery pack. That's the big one. All right, well, that is a lot of measuring done. Battery A, B, and C. So you can see the batteries that have been out a little bit more. They actually run a little bit lower voltage, but I ran through and got all of our numbers measured. And we get over here to our new pack, and you can even just see how much more the resistance runs out being. But I figured, let's have some fun. So the average state of health, which is not necessarily meaningful, 97.6%. Our average cold cranking amps, which again, that's not a necessarily accurate, but it's a universal measurement. All of our cells were tested with the same tool. So it's useful for comparing this. 551, average of 8.06, average cell resistance of 5.473 ohms with a total pack of resistance of 218.92. So I went through and I found my best packs. I'm still going to organize them a little bit. We're using all but one. We're kicking out A15 and I got my B packs picked out. I'm still going to go through and work a little bit more to get them placed, but it's a much more stabilized pack. And if we come down here, 100% health, 630 cold cranking amps, which again, doesn't mean much, but 80 more in that regard. Our voltage is a little bit lower because these have been in storage, but this is the meaningful one. 4.7 ohms and a total pack resistance of 190. 30 less ohms. An average of, what is that, 0.8 per cell. That's going to be meaningful. Now, it's electric jibber jabber to most of you, but that's going to be horsepower. The better electricity can get in and out of those batteries means more zoom. So not only am I fixing the truck, we're hot rodding it a little bit. So next step, stand this up, get rid of all of those. Stand those up and start picking them out and stacking them in a nice, neat order. Fun. All right, now we're playing Spicy Jenga. I've got my order. A lot of the A packs not moving too much. I am inserting the Bs in a couple spots in between, but not many. So I've got my A1, B32, and what I did is I marked the case, the original hot here, ground here. Also the cells. Minor difference on top. Dimensionally identical. They're going to lock in and do everything perfectly for us. Also, whenever you're putting these together, make sure they lock together. They sit perfect. They have built-in air spaces in between them for cooling. So we'll flip this over. The other thing you're going to be able to tell is your nipples should be alternating and your temperature probes are going to be alternating. Actually, I guess in theory, numbers will all be on the same side. B2. So be careful when you're doing a brick like that. If you're doing a big chunk, if you grab both sides, you could be sparky. And then B12. And those lock in there. There we go. There we go. Huh. It feels a little more air gappy than it should. I know it hooked them, but on the flip side, it feels like it's holding everything up just a tiny bit. Nothing feels out of place there. What's throwing me off is the Toyotas just have a straight bar and the plastic sat perfectly flat, but this is a slightly different end cap. I'm going to call that good. Now, there's only 18 trillion other small things to do. We need to fully clean the old battery case, get all the dust out of it. And then we can marry this into that case. Then there's a little bit of corrosion clean on this. Then there's a whole lot of corrosion clean on the other stuff. My bus bars aren't here yet. Oy, oy, oy. Okay, yeah, she stayed together. We're good to go. Good to go. All right, let's talk corrosion cleaning here really quick. If you are doing a hybrid battery, you're gonna find corrosion on your bus bars, on your nuts, kind of a little bit of everywhere, even on the posts of your battery cells. It's nothing you did wrong. It's not that you didn't clean well enough. They just corrode. I have not seen a Toyota prismatic style cell come apart without some corrosion. One of the biggest factors on what you're gonna pick to clean the corrosion is how much time you've got and how bad it is. Now, I used predominantly muriatic acid myself. This is one of those, you need to be very careful with it. If you've got some time, 5% white vinegar works amazing. This is only after a couple hours of cleaning. If you give it a full overnight, it's gonna do a fantastic job. It's also what Chris Fix likes to use. Great. But if you need it cleaned fast, muriatic acid, you do the quick dip, soak, and then neutralize, you're gonna get everything clean, ready to go. But you are using a much stronger acid that is dangerous. You gotta watch the fumes. There's things like SOS, Barkeeper's Friend. It doesn't do a good job. It knocks off surface corrosion, but the amount of physical effort you're putting in, I don't recommend it. Keep it for cleaning your stainless steel, your bumpers, or Comet style washes, Barkeeper's Friend on your old vintage paint. I wanted to try it. It didn't work. You also have the option of a wire wheel or wire brush. Mechanical will always work pretty decent, but you're putting a lot of small scratches into the copper or your other bus bar, which I'm not a fan of. You're creating more surface area for future corrosion and oxidation. And then you will need to have on hand your baking soda. That's your neutralizer. It's whatever cleaner, even if it's as mild as vinegar, you need to neutralize when you are done. Rinsing with water isn't going to be good enough. So that's just a real nice simple thing to remove that acid. End of the day, this is what I like. It's always done me incredibly well. Also, you're going to need a toothbrush. Comes in handy. Some cups, plastic bags. These are my favorite things. What are some of your favorites? What do you like to do? What have you found that works really well? Or what's one of your methods for getting the awful corrosion off? Now, I get it. You could spend $25 on an internet marketplace and buy new bars, but that requires planning ahead, and none of us are good enough to plan that far ahead. So we're going to end up just cleaning it. Plus, you got to clean your battery cells. All right, while we're making progress cleaning things, you have got to get the corrosion off these wires if you want the computer to be able to know what it's doing well. One of the biggest tricks, so you can do baking soda, vinegars, there's lots of really good things, but what I like, so we can actually get these first couple of strands done, is our friend muriatic acid. But you got to be really smart about it. It's a quick dunk, kind of rub your fingers, and then you go, there we go, resuspend it. Then you go into the baking soda to neutralize the acid, rub that, and then a fresh water rinse. I know it seems weird using water on wires. As long as it dries before we put it on the high voltage pack, which it's going to, we're going to have these things cleaned up and perfect, good to go. Now, just to kind of give you an example, here's the ones we did off camera and put in the oven ahead of time, you know, like the cooking shows do. And you can see how good that came around. That's going to be perfect. Do all the sensing that we need. Otherwise, toothbrush, baking soda, things like that, it will get it done. But we have 20 of these to do. So we need to do it efficiently because you can get about 4 in at a time. We're going to fire that up so you can watch it there. We're going to get all of those cleaned so we can get our new and improved battery pack back in the Tahoe. I like to just do about 4 at a time. It's manageable, and it helps keep all of your wires pretty much where they belong for when you reassemble them into the bus bar. You'll come in here, slide them down, make sure they stay fully submerged. Oh, I got one escapee. Fully submerged, just give them a couple seconds. You can see the bubbles going on. You can go until you stop seeing bubbles. It's not going to take long. And then out and into baking soda. Get these up on it. Get that acid neutralized before it keeps doing anything bad. We do that to all of them, and then give them a fresh water rinse as your final step, and they'll be good to go. So you see the grit of that baking soda, but no more corrosion, which means we're going to be sensing good again. Remember, guys, we're just looking for a sensible solution. Get sensible solution, because they're sensing wires, and technically this is a solution because it's solid in water. Hey, you're back.
What's up, bud?
You'd sound better, but I forgot to charge my second.
It's all right. I can only sound so good anyway.
You look good. I mean, you're here because of your looks. James is here, just hanging out a little bit. Also going to help with grandfather's truck and get a transmission out because I'm on light work duty. Because that's light work, but I've also had off-camera help moving. But have you blown apart one of these battery packs before?
Once upon a time.
Everyone's afraid of them.
A little bit.
And there's no reason not to be afraid. Respect it. But they're also safe to work on.
Yes, they are. There's times when you got to wear the good gloves, and there's times where it doesn't matter.
So I kind of we're at the point now where we've got bus bars on every side, and we could be getting to that dangerous point, but I kind of wanted to do some measurements. Where do you think we're going to have voltage at this point? The way the battery pack is and assembled, do you think it's dangerous yet?
I don't think it's dangerous yet.
Where do you think I can and can't measure voltage?
We should be able to measure voltage at these posts.
Okay. And what do you think it'll be?
It would still be low.
All right. What about these wires, which I have to connect to the service plug? Are we going to have voltage there?
We should not yet without the service plug.
Okay. Well, here, I'll let you hold that.
The best way I can think of we could test it is I'm just going to grab some.
No, don't do that yet. We like you, James. So here, film. All right, so you're thinking we'll measure voltage here. So I fired it. This was on closeout. I actually like it. If you don't have the right plugs from Harbor Freight, it lights up where you need to plug in for the setting you're doing.
Nice.
Oh, it's even telling temperature and everything. So You're saying, so red and green, we should have some voltage here.
We have none.
We got nothing.
Okay.
Now to prove we're working, we're gonna go across the pack, right into here, and we have 1 cell's worth of voltage.
So until we connect the service plug, that's all we'll have is 1 at a time.
Not even. So this is our service plug. If we're gonna check here, we're gonna check here.
And we have nothing on that.
Nothing. And we're gonna go here to here. Nothing.
Still nothing.
So that's why always be careful and treat it like it's live. But if you sometimes see a little bit loosey-goosey, it's still between relays here, a relay there on this pack, and that being disconnected, it's a dead pack.
So even when we connect this piece
To here.
as long as we don't have the plug, we will have the same result.
Until that's connected here.
Okay.
So these are going to be dead. That will be dead until they're connected.
And then we'll have power here.
Sort of. We'll measure it again.
We'll measure it again.
We'll keep measuring. So I will get that connected really quick, and we'll do some more testing. Because again, the whole point of this, and it's funny too, Chris Fix is doing a hybrid battery almost the same week. It's going to be see who gets it out. His is all top shelf, brand new parts, but also trying to show you the same way. Respect it. Like if you're willing to take a couple safety steps, anyone can do this. If you're not willing to follow safety protocols, don't even try it. But it's one of those things, anyone can fix a hybrid battery pack. He's using new components. I'm doing how you can recondition, or not even recondition, but use good new parts out of a different model year to rebuild out your battery pack. You can do this from home. You don't have to pay someone to do this for you. And it is safe if you'll take the right steps. If you can't follow it, don't do it. But otherwise, I mean, I knew it was safe, but it still was like, I don't want to do that. You're safe. All right. We're fully connected. Everything is bridged. All our terminals are closed. Where am I going to measure voltage?
Well, probably not at these terminals.
1, 2.
That would be the
Zero.
point
Yep.
of the service plug.
So, and it tells you positive ground. So when you go to that's dead. So maybe across the service plug?
We could try that.
Honestly, I don't know. So across the service plug.
Nothing.
What do you think?
Nothing on that.
Nothing. Again, this is to show you that these are surprisingly safe. They're built well. Okay, so if we come down that whole length, 0.5, nothing.
Oh, yeah.
So be smart, and you're going to be safe. So if we go from here to here, I think we'll have half a pack. Well, there we go. 143 volts. But the only way you're doing that is if you touch that wire and one of these posts, that wire. So again, be careful. At this point, you can hurt yourself. More than 50 volts will do it. You'll hit yourself with half a pack if you somehow go from there to there.
You'd have to try.
Yeah, it's going to take some effort. You have to be really, really dumb to do it. And I get it. I'm really dumb a lot of times. But, again, all that to say, don't be afraid to try. Just be careful, take some steps, and you're going to be all right. You can rebuild your battery pack. James, do you feel like you can rebuild? You saw a third of what I've done. Do you feel like you could do this?
I don't see why not.
So yeah, I'm going to get this pack together, and while James is here, I'm going to use his backup, and we're going to get this back in, and we're going to go for a drive, and it's going to need to charge up because it is at a slightly lower voltage than what the trucks run them at, but that just is a quick drive, and then we can see if we have a code fixed, which I feel like we should. And then we should have a hybrid hot rod, because we made this a whole lot better than original. Well, all right. Believe it or not, there's a battery under there, right?
We've got a hybrid hot rod.
Maybe. Well, we've got to
do a couple steps. Step one will be after connecting the battery, removing the seats from James' driving position.
James didn't drive it. I didn't put it there, but that is probably close for me.
I mean, I had to do that so that way they would clear. So, all
That's
right,
excuses.
Hood's prop. One thing, have you seen the battery cables under here?
No.
They should offer these as like GM Performance. Factory quick connects.
What?
They have hammers.
That is fantastic.
So yeah, you can drop that down and then boop. Wait, that way. Done.
I like that.
So I'm just gonna come around and we're gonna hit the key.
Hybrid hot rod.
Fired right up. Oh wait, copyright. Oh no. There we go. That went. Now, as long as you keep the hood open, it's gonna charge. Still telling me to service power steering. My scan tool's not happy. I need like the factory to do it, but I didn't bother just earlier because I thought maybe this was gonna have to come all apart. Turns out I was right. Well, let's jump on in here. Yeah, about 2,000 miles already on the truck since I got her.
Well, if you just have to rebuild the battery pack every 2,000 miles, let's don't do that.
Yeah, no, that'll get expensive.
It says it's idling.
Yeah, engine's idling because it needs to charge the battery pack. We're gonna have to go for a little bit of a drive to get some juice into it. So we'll start that.
What do you think so far, James?
I think we've got a hybrid hot rod. It does all the things.
It's still a lot of charging to go. Again, I expected that to happen. I could have brought the RC car chargers and done all of that, but this was kind of more around the realm of, without any fancy equipment, a $30 battery tester. It's charged enough, it's going into start-stop mode. So let's see what she'll do for a little, traction control. Whoa, little tire chirp.
It's not bad for
I
a big body Tahoe.
We'll not talk about speed, but the funniest part about this, which you got to get used to, that first like 30-ish miles an hour, that CVT function out of the motors, it rips, and then it just like pauses. And then it rips again, and then the slight pause, and then it just goes. It's just the motor transitions and everything. It cracks me up like how bad it is, how long that takes. But chirps the tires pretty stinking well, even with kind of traction control because we were turning. But yeah, Boogies, what do you think? Yeah, you were.
I like it. It drives really smooth. It's a comfortable truck. It's been getting great fuel economy for you.
It's not a Escalade 4 inches down for the puppies to easily jump in and out of, but
I feel like overall that fix was definitely not the end of the world.
again, I think just about anyone can handle that, because you jump online, the cheapest for a reputable builder is $2,500 for a battery pack. And if it's anything like what this truck had, that is, you're just take $2,500, go to your Krager smoker or your Weber charcoal grill, put it in there and set it on fire, because you'll get better value out of that $2,500 in your grill than you will in that battery pack that was in this truck. Like that, what's really bad, so all of these modules have serial numbers that you can decode and find out when they were made. I didn't show it on camera. I probably should go back and show it on camera, but I'm not going to. The modules were modified in a way that you couldn't read those date codes anymore. Does that sound reputable to you?
As reputable as a reman battery should be, I guess.
I kind of feel like if you're paying that much money, don't hide what it is. Just be it. I don't
Like, you know what you're doing. The same thing that we just did.
No, we did better because we used new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Our stuff is 3.5, 4 years old, so we know it's going to be good. And I get it. This is an 09, but it's the prismatic Toyota cell. They all use it. I'm pretty sure Escapes, all the Lexus hybrids, all the Toyotas, basically from the first Prius to 2022. It's the same 22 years of cell options. You don't have to.
put garbage in it. I have 28 good cells. I have 40 I'm going to have to recycle cells. What I took out of here, I mean, maybe we can build a solar grid, something, maybe. Recycle.
I'm happy. This is a nice driving truck.
There you have it. We have got the Tahoe back up and running. Listen, I know there were a lot of comments saying I was kind of crazy, maybe even dumb for wanting a hybrid Tahoe. I don't have a reason for why I wanted one so badly. I guess you can say the heart wants what it wants, and I wanted a questionably reliable vehicle. I know there, again, 5 of you that are surprised it broke down, but it used the prismatic cells. No Pokemon collectors, I'm not talking about a prismatic card. Super easy to really fix. I hope some of you who have maybe been shopping some of the hybrids are a little less worried about the batteries. Like we showed with James when we measured all that voltage, trying to find the voltage. If you treat it with respect, you're careful, just remember, keep safety at mind, and they are perfectly safe to work with. And you can save a lot of money buying late model battery packs and breaking them down and making good pairs, measuring them out. Again, that Viking battery tester worked great for what we were doing today. I guess technically in a perfect world, you're going to cycle the batteries 3 times each, get an exact amp hour rating. When you're dealing with sub 40,000 mile packs, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I showed you what I'm going to do. And that's put a whole lot more miles on that Tahoe, hopefully without any more problems. And I still feel like we're doing pretty good. Even with all these battery packs, we have less than $5,000 in the truck. Now has 113,000 miles. I got 2,000 before the battery totally broke on me. I hope I don't have to do this every 2,000 miles. I'm Jared, reminding you guys to always make questionable choices and go for your dreams, even if it is a very questionably reliable, obscure, not well supported Tahoe Hybrid. We'll see you next time.